behind the cape. So the first thing I think we have to start off with is the whole Jonathan Majors situation. Because he's out here stopping 2 kids from fights.
I don't care about that shit.
Come on.
Listen, no, fuck that shit. I don't care.
With his newspaper hat?
No, it's immaterial. If he did it for real, then he's a good guy and whatever. He's a decent human being. But only thing I know is that maybe there's the occasional vulture just walking around random teenage hangouts, waiting in hopes of seeing celebrities. Maybe, I don't live in California. Y'all are weird people out there. Y'all do weird shit.
Very weird.
But also, I know that a good way of making sure that you are seen doing something while TMZ is around is calling TMZ, and they are all too gracious to take your call and to show up. So I can't make heads or tails of it, and it doesn't really matter to me. I don't give a shit. I don't care, right? Even if it's the most sinister thing that y'all can think of, which oddly enough in this case is somebody calling TMZ so that they can be filmed breaking up a fight. That's the sinister thing, right?
Good
Not
PR.
the fact that the New York district attorney knew full on well in that 2 terabytes worth of evidence that they tried to drop 24 hours before they were due in trial in June was that, right?
Around there.
Within that conglomerate of information was a text message from Stephanie McMahon to her friend in
her name?
England.
That's
Yes,
her name.
that's her name. That's what we're going to call her. That's who she is. Stephanie McMahon to her friend in England. Would you like me to transcribe?
In your British voice? Absolutely.
Oi!
Okay.
Oi! I had to get scrappy with young Jonathan earlier.
Oh, no.
He really piffed me off.
Oh, no.
He really burned my I was about to say biscuits. Really burned my crumpets.
Crumpets is crazy.
Burned my crumpets. Had me all in a tizzy over some lily. Some lily ninny.
He was right pissed, innit?
Oi! Had my blood boiling over.
This is crazy.
Tells the woman that she had to get scrappy with Jonathan. Oh, and by the way, see this shit on my hand? Have no fucking clue how I got here. Know when she got that? Know when she sent that information? 8 a.m. the morning after this altercation happened. Why is that key, Marcus? What sense? Why is that such a big thing? Because we can see from the what we will eventually see from the cab footage, what we will see from what we have seen from the club footage, what we've seen from another video that the prosecution had of her immediately after walking away from the vehicle they just got kicked out of because of the altercation, right? Meeting up with the fans that saw them as they were fleeing the scene, right? And it's a video of her fucking with her hair, talking to people, not showing, oh my God, you see the strangulation marks? Do you see my finger? You see my broken finger? Can you see my lacerated ear bleeding everywhere? They had it all. They had all of that. So we know she's not injured. We saw her at the club. We saw her on the street. We saw her going into the apartment, not injured. Comes out of the apartment on the body cam footage with the cops. I still didn't really see any injuries, but obviously maybe there was something in plain sight that you could see. Cool. But what we know is the first time that those injuries are visible to any camera anywhere is at 8 a.m. when she's talking to her friend about not knowing where the fuck it came from. Oh, you know what else they had? You know what else they had? Because I'm sure they had to take Jonathan Majors' phone, right?
Oh.
So they had a picture the next morning when he woke up of a blood spot on his pillow that he slept in that night. Oh, you mean he had the laceration? And he has the physical evidence to prove it? No, it's ketchup, bro. It's fucking ketchup. This dude cost TMZ to show him breaking up fights. It's obviously ketchup that he put on the pillow. Because the metadata on the photo won't show exactly when he took it and where.
It's prop blood.
And I'm sure, after he put the ketchup on the pillowcase, he just threw that shit away and not kept the physical evidence, right? I'm sure that's what happened. Man, let's go to trial. At this point, I'm inviting it. We've waited all this time. I've waited on my due process. I have the right to a speedy trial. We are dangerously approaching that 90-day mark. Let's go to trial, fam. Come on. Let's go to trial. Let's do it. Not only are you overcharging, I feel like you're walking yourself into a media nightmare. Because unless, once again, what certain people are waiting on, there's some smoking gun, which at this point would have to be, this is an unprecedented thing in American law. But what we have here is a case of a man sleeping with a clone. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the woman that you see on this video is not Grace Jabari. It is Grace Jabari's clone. Take that out. Fuck it. Wait. The woman that you see in this video is not Stephanie McMahon, but it is Stephanie McMahon's clone. Jonathan Majors engaged in a sexual relationship with said clone, to which Miss McMahon found out and was outraged. When Jonathan Majors saw that she was upset at his infidelity, he brutally beat her in the back of that New York City cab, paid off the driver to give a false testimony, and then as he is fleeing the cab, he encounters the clone, who suspiciously is dressed exactly like Miss McMahon that night and is on the street at the very moment. Jonathan Majors, confused by what he is seeing, doesn't encounter Miss Jabari, seeming like he's trying to flee her for his own safety. But aha! With the added context of the clone, we have now put together the case of Jonathan Majors not just being unfaithful to his girlfriend, but being guilty of assault. I rest my case.
They're getting laughed out of that courtroom.
I mean, give me the rationale. Give me the what was the reason?
What was the reason?
Okay, Cardi.
For real, what are we waiting on? What are we hanging on? Is there a video that completely refutes everything that we've seen here in regards to like what our eyeballs can see? Because if it's visible enough for a cop to assume that an assault was made, then it should be visible enough for us to see it, right? Right? Shouldn't it be? Like, we should see something. Based on what was accused, let's put the strangulation thing on, because that was ran away from as fast as it was charged. Let's just stick with the broken finger and the lacerated ear. Those are things we should be able to see. Mm-hmm. Those are substantial injuries. One of them comes with a monicum of blood at least. If you are cut down to the bleeding flesh, that's what a laceration is. It's not a paper cut. It's an open wound. There should be some blood. And even if you are deranged enough to go kick it after that, wouldn't you bandage it? Like, wouldn't you cover it up? Wouldn't you at least try to clean it? Wipe it with something? Wouldn't you be seen like messing with it or like, man. Like, man, my hand really hurts.
Something.
At any point. You know, the only time she does that is probably on that body cam footage that is yet to be released. Man, we got all of this footage, and the one thing that ain't found its way onto the interwaves is the conversation between the arresting officers and the alleged victim. I wonder why that is, because you know they have it. Just like they had this video of her walking down the street. Just like they had the text messages to her old body pal in England.
Yikes.
That one was a little thick. That one was a little thick. I could have dialed it back a bit.
A little bit.
Oi. They had all of that from jump. They had to investigate this crime just as much as the defense did. They were privy to some of the same avenues and the same information that was available. And here we are. So, again, all of you smoking gun waiters and prophesizers. I mean, at this point, man, you waiting on the rapture, I guess. I don't know. You're gonna be waiting for a while. Because I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Like now we're just preparing for the lawsuit. Has to sue them. Has to sue the DEA's office. Has to. The fact that we've made it this far and they're still delaying. If they had the smoking gun, wouldn't they be all too eager to lay it out? Because they were all too ready to tell us about cooperating witnesses when they thought they had something. They were all too ready to stand behind that Rolling Stones investigation. Why aren't they ready? If you're still of the thinking that, oh no, he did it, he's blah, 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 blah. Why are they not ready to present a case at trial? Why? This happened in March of this year. Why aren't we ready?
Marvel's VFX workers have decided to organize, which means they'll probably soon also strike.
Oh, bloody hell. The inmates are running the asylum, huh?
That's crazy. But yes, they want better working conditions. And if actors can do it and writers can do it, so can VFX workers.
Hey, man, I love the unionized energy around the country right now. Keep it going, because I would love to be a part of a union. Honestly, for our some of our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents enjoyed some of the best years of worker protections this country has ever seen, and it built what is today's middle class that is either dying out or being phased out, either up or down out of the proverbial middle. But the class that has sustained the true economy of this country for decades was established through jobs that had union protections, that kept them from getting fired, that kept their wages adjusted to living expenses and things of that nature, that so that they never fell too far behind production. They were given benefits and healthy pensions and retirement plans to be taken care of after their years of service. The work, the quality of job was just on another level back then, even for someone with a modicum of education. You didn't need 11 degrees to get a decent job with benefits back then. You could just be a diligent, dependable worker and just do your damn job. And at the end of it, you'd end up with a decent retirement and, maybe a few other perks to lean on for the rest of your life. Yeah. That's because it's just how it was. So anybody who's kind of leaning into that, it's what has to happen, right? Our representatives, our Congress is not going to fight for it. They're not going to mandate it. You have to take it from these people. Where there's money being made, you have to cede power from them. You cannot expect them to cede it to you. You have to take it from them. Mm-hmm. And that's what a union is. It forces them to listen to you and to play fair. Yeah. Right? And it doesn't come without its own issues, but it's a much better proposition than, well, we will just decide what is best for you. Yeah. In perpetuity. Because
they'll do whatever they want.
Whatever is best for them. Not whatever they want. They will do whatever is best for them.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of relationship with most American or westernized corporations. That's how they operate. They will sing to you to the cows cry home about, loving their employees and having a culture of this, that, and the third. But a profit motive is a profit motive, and a bottom line is a bottom line. Yeah. And when you see to that end, regardless of any other mitigating factors, that's where you'll end up. You will end up in some sort of predatory structure. It always ends up that way. It will never not end up that way. Mm-hmm. Wherever there is money being made, there is some sort of predatory structure behind it. Yeah. Right? It may not be you directly. It may not be your business directly, but you're definitely feeding into an industry. Mm-hmm. Right? It's just it's impossible to separate those two things as much as people try to separate it.
I'm happy that they've at least started down the pathway of getting what it is they want, which is better working conditions. Mm-hmm. And I prefer it to happen this way.
Sure.
However, it should be noted as well that because of this, and once they strike and get what it is that they need, CGI will probably either look worse or there will be delays on Marvel movies.
It's going to be a lot more AI. This is what really worries me about it, is because these owners are so bullheaded that they would rather go. We just saw it with streaming, right? Mm-hmm. Like we see how they will literally cut off a limb if it means they'll make more money. Mm-hmm. So they will, damage their relationship with linear. They will damage their relationship with theaters. They'll damage their relationships with a lot of partners and studios so that we can fast line what we think the future is. Mm-hmm. Like what we think the pathway forward is. And they've fallen flat on their faces. Every single one of them has. Yep. Every single one of them has fallen flat on their faces because of it. So in thinking about how they could do that now with these strikes, well, we know AI is the answer anyways. We kind of wanted to phase you guys out. This will just kind of expedite the process. We're going to get a lot of shitty looking AI. And because of that, it will put the pressure on the industry and the coders behind those programs to really preemptively push the technology. And that's what fucking scares me. Is that now, so that we can have more quality television shows, we're pushing AI to its full maximum capacity and eventually lose control of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you think that shit is funny. You think it's just like a movie. But no, you are building a entity that has the ability to think and learn and will basically become autonomous at some point. We've told this story over and over and over and over and over again. And to think that we're going to fast track its progression so that we can watch better fucking movies and they can make it cheaper is maddening. It is brain melt. It's crazy.
Yeah, plus you'll start to get a lot of unoriginal ideas from AI, at least at the very beginning.
Yeah, no, it's going to be crap. It's going to be absolute shit. They're going to be embarrassed. So they'll lean on the people who created it to make it better, which then is going to push the gradual evolution of AI to its full capacity, which is going to make things happen that may have happened when we were ready for them, happen before we were ready for them, which is the kind of constant downfall of man.
Yeah. Your fave, El Muerto, will now not be played by your other fave, Bad Bunny.
Ay, Dios mío.
You said that was going to happen, and you did it. But no, your fave, Bad Bunny, is not playing.
Yeah, I don't know if that was my favorite, but he was good in Bullet Train. He didn't talk, but he was good.
He was going to have to talk as El Muerto. So.
Sure, but I mean, they could have figured it out. They could have just did like Blue Beetle and let him speak Spanish for like a third of the movie. So if he's not very good, only the Spanish-speaking people will know.
That's crazy.
I mean, strategy.
You know what could be happening is maybe El Muerto is not happening.
Maybe Sony wised up. Maybe they wised up. Maybe they seen how long it's going to take them to get the third installment to the Spider-Verse done and said, you know what? Let's stop fucking around. Let's feed the cash cow. And to that, I commend. There's a few more things on that radar I'd like to go on ahead and get out of there. Madam Web. But if we can just kind of set that to the side. I know Craven's already coming.
Craven is coming.
So, we can handle some Craven. But the rest of that shit, let's just kind of put that on the burner. Let's get Spider-Verse taken care of. Let's get those artists paid so we can get the movie made. And then we can talk about a live action, Miles.
That would be most desired.
Know what I mean? Let's just stop middling around with the fuck shit. Let's find a way to tie Spider-Man into Craven so that that's not just like a lost project. That may be good, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, so nobody's paying attention to it. That is literally how people are treating superhero movies now. So, like, get with it, man. Get faster.
Yeah.
I know they have teams of people that sit up there and just, like, research shit all day. And they'd be so wrong.
Yeah.
Either they're paying those people and they're not listening to them, or the people that they are paying to do it are bad words that I would like to stop saying so much now that the baby's in the house.
Realistically, they're paying too much attention to numbers as opposed to everything that's going on.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. But although it's bad news for, Kendall Jenner's boyfriend, I don't know if this is necessarily bad for Sony. This seems more so of like a reassessment saying what can work and what's not going to work. Mm-hmm. Let's look at the landscape and see what's been hitting, what hasn't been hitting. And maybe we just don't need this right now. Now, maybe that doesn't mean that the El Muerto character is not going to show up anywhere. Yeah. It's just not going to be Bad Bunny. Ay, ay, ay.
It seemed like they only picked that choice because he's super duper popular anyway.
Yeah.
Super duper famous.
Yep.
So, like, let's not do that because, yes, he's famous, but we don't even know if he can be that guy.
Yeah, like, again, bullet train, no talkie.
Aquaman 2 has released a trailer, and there is no courtroom scene.
Yeah, let's just buckle in. Let's buckle in. We'll see. We have no idea what we're going to see out of this movie. They screened it 33 times. But anyways,
apparently people have walked out on some of those screenings, according to Grace.
I would not doubt it. And you know why? It was one of the first things that was mentioned when we were showing it, right? He was like, my life's been kind of crazy. He was like, first of all, who invited biker Aquaman? Okay. Like, Momoa don't be doing nothing to change his voice for his characters. He is who he is, and people still pay him to do it. So I guess I would lean into it too.
That's the appeal of Momoa.
But anyways, a lot of things have changed. I'm a husband to who? I'm a father to whom? Because I know you didn't marry Turdy. I know you married Turdy. I know that's not what happened. Please tell me that y'all gave him another erroneous human wife, right? That is not Mira Turd Amber Heard. Tell me y'all didn't do that. Because that is what will confirm to me that the Aquaman character is dead. He can't survive that way. Can't survive that way. It can't. If they screened it to 100 people and 20 people walked out of the screening, 15 of them people walked out because they absolutely despise Amber Heard. Because they hate who she is. They hate how things unfolded between her and Johnny Depp. They hate how Johnny Depp's career went behind all of that stuff with her. They think she's a liar. She is toxic to your brand. She is toxic to your brand. Not to mention she was in court trying to argue that she lost this role behind, all this stuff with Johnny when she was trying to claim for her damages. But anyways.
Not to mention she was also in court doing coke. So there's that too. Allegedly.
Her dog stepped on a bee. She's toxic to the brand. So please tell me you didn't make Arthur marry her. But anyways, she wasn't in the trailer, but for like 2 seconds. Yep. It was like one scene where she like did some shit, and hopefully that's where she like met her demise or something like that. Like, you can't do this movie with her being a major part of it. It's a non-starter. It's akin to the Ezra Miller shit with the Flash.
And you saw what happened with that.
You just can't. You can't have it, man. She cut my dude's finger off. She pooped in his bed. She's
a Celtics fan.
You just can't have it. Can't have it. But yeah, I mean, the trailer was so-so. Black Manta looked cool.
Yeah.
So, some comic book scuttlebutt that I heard about the story that they're drawing from. If you don't want to know, move ahead about 20 seconds. Apparently, there is a comic book storyline where Arthur's child is murdered. And it's kind of loosely mirroring what's happening right now. Oh, shit. And Black Manta does it.
Okay.
And that if we're putting two and two together, bunch of screenings, the comic book lore that they may be drawing on, put two and two together, that they had this black man murder this white baby, and that's why everybody was moving out of the damn theater. Like, it's people on both sides of that situation walking out for different reasons. Lord Jesus, have mercy, Kevin. Why would they do that? Nah, Cheryl. No, you know that's some fucking bullshit. They got the black man up there killing white babies.
Oh, nah. Mm-mm.
Like, there's people having two completely different conversations for the same reason in the car ride home when they walked out of that movie.
Yep.
I just don't know why they would do that. Why do they hate us so much, Kevin? No, Cheryl, it's some fucking bullshit. That's some CIA psycho bullshit right there. They try to send some messages. Glad I got us out that theater.
Oh, man.
But, yeah,
Damn.
I don't know. That's rumor mill stuff. Who knows?
But
it would be a bit extreme to kill a baby for any reason by anyone, even if it was a mistake. Like, Jesus. Are kids supposed to see this or no? Is this R-rated? It's R-rated Aquaman?
If a kid dies, I think it has to
Has to be, right? Anyways, we'll leave that where it is. We're done doing spoiler talk, so you can jump back in now. But yeah, the Aquaman trailer was very so-so, man. Nothing is going to move me from DC until I know that we're going elsewhere. Thought that was supposed to be Blue Beetle. Thought the Flash might push us into it.
Nope.
Shazam acting like they still got something going on with the Justice Society. Look. You let me know when I'm supposed to show up to the new shit, okay? Let me know when I'm supposed to show up to the new stuff. Whenever you decide what the new stuff is.
Yikes. All right, on to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson news. Aside from being in Colorado for the Colorado State game, bro's got a lot going on.
My boy killed two birds with one stone. WWE was in Denver, and then the game was in Boulder. He was like, let me get this exposure real quick.
I just want to know why he was standing on stage with Prime and his mom during that little speech. What is he?
To be seen, man. He showed up to Boulder, Colorado. If I'm here, I'm being seen.
Well, where's Offset then?
It was too much going. First of all, you had Wayne. He had a Tunchi jersey on. Offset was up there. Like, if there's anything that you can take from this with Dion is that the energy that he has brought to Boulder, Colorado has been unseen since they legalized marijuana.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of attention there right now. So people are just kind of feeding off the energy.
Damn, there's two people working a lot this past weekend. That's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Offset.
For sure. Offset been around. Offset was in the same clothes that he fucked around and fell out of Kai Chan's chair and that he was on College Game Day in. Or Big Noon Kickoff. Was it College Game Day or Big Noon? Because they was both there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Anyways.
Wrong segment.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has also been back with the WWE, and he would like to play a very famous character.
I was just excited to see him back on SmackDown, man. The Rock on SmackDown, like, that's his home.
Yes.
Rock on Raw was cool, but The Rock on SmackDown, that is his home. That is the house that The Rock built.
Yes.
God damn it. At least for me.
Yes.
Like take me back to like 90s Attitude Era WWE and then early 2000s WWF. Reverse that. Yeah, Attitude Era WWF and then early 2000s WWE. Where like the shit was still like a real life soap opera and I was so drawn into it and I wanted to fucking knuckle up with anybody that said it was fake. Come here, I'll show you fake. I hit you with the swanton bomb like Jeff Hardy.
Yo.
And you gonna lay right there the entire time I'm climbing on top of the couch to get in position to do it. You better not move. I don't know how I got so disconnected from wrestling, man. I used to know them all.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything.
And I used to follow the storylines. Used to get hyped for the pay-per-views. Used to convince my parents to order the pay-per-views every now and again. I had a friend growing up that was really, really into it. And our dads would take us to some of the events when they came to Columbus. I don't know, man. It just got really uninteresting to me at some point. And I just kind of fell off all at once. It wasn't even gradual. It just stopped watching altogether.
And they had the video game market sold up too.
Yeah. But The Rock, though, The Rock, like everybody has their person. Like their Stone Cold is a lot of people's people. I even had Shawn Michaels after, The Rock went off to Hollywood and started doing his acting thing. Shawn Michaels was still there getting down. I love Sweet Chin Music. It's my favorite finisher. But it wasn't nobody that was like The Rock, man. The Rock was the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. With the most electrifying move in sports entertainment.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it was good to see him back on SmackDown. And James Bond, nah.
James Bond is
no.
crazy.
You can't do that. But I would love to see you get another swing in the DC universe once James Gunn flames out. I would love to see that.
Big ass bodybuilder ass The Rock as James Bond is nuts.
No. I seen Central Intelligence. I saw Red Notice. No, let's just not do that, okay?
Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah, I did not see that. I refuse to see that.
Oh man, yeah, bro. James Bond is not.
He can play a government agent, a mercenary, a marine, a cutthroat. But like Bond could be your college professor as much as he could be the assassin that killed the president, right? Like, it's versatile. You walk into the room, no, you're the bruiser. I don't give a fuck what you doing or what you talking about. Even if you're the 4th grade teacher, you are the biggest threat in the room, fam. It's impossible.
Yes.
Okay? It just doesn't fit.
I would rather see Idris Elba become James Bond before I saw The Rock.
Yeah, less physically imposing and can play a inconspicuous character as much as he can play the guy taking all the attention in the room. It's versatility, right? You have your role to play. I just don't think it's Bond.
It's not.
Maybe a Bond villain. See, I wish they would step out of their box and do some interesting shit. But these dudes are so caught up in trying to be the alpha male, never lose character. It gets old, bruh. It gets old, it gets stale, and then it precludes you from even getting a look to a role like a James Bond because nobody believes you can do it because you've been playing the same guy in every movie for the last 20 years.
Yep.
Do something different. That's why I really applauded Michael B. Jordan for going behind the camera because it's something different. I want him to be a villain. I want him to play a bad guy because newsflash, for all the love that we give to Michael B. Jordan, his career would be meh had he never played Killmonger. That man doesn't play Killmonger even with Creed, which I give him. Great franchise. He doesn't have Ndjaka, son of Njobu from the movie, because Njobu's not a real. Anyways,
he was better as orange juice in NBA 2K.
When he was Killmonger, he showed y'all something y'all didn't know he had. He did something to you that he didn't even know. He made y'all like a fucking mass murderer and a killer. Is what he did.
Yeah.
That's good. That's like Heath Ledger shit. Lean into that, But no, we want to play good guys and lawyers and heroes and Superman and shit. Just step outside your box, Rock. That's what you can do well.
That's crazy that even in Black Adam, he's supposed to be the villain, but
he wasn't really the villain.
No.
He wasn't really the villain. He wasn't really the bad guy. And so it kind of makes it hard for me to envision him playing something so different when he hasn't taken that step in his career to date.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just leave that alone. Try something new, man.
For sure. Any other thoughts or stories for the week?
Free Jonathan Majors. Arrest Stephanie McMahon. You all be good. Be safe. Put your comments in the prompt below. Come back next week for another Behind the Cape.
Telling them to all be good is crazy. And make sure you check out our previous video. The video where we discussed Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Even though we wrote, please let him out of jail early letters for a rapist, we just want to let you know that we never for 1 second, never for 1 minute take our support away from victims.
Yikes.
Thank you.
Gross. Make sure you check that out as well as some of our other Behind the Cape videos. And make sure you stay in tune. Every week we will give you another episode.